Going to the DOGE concept, what they're looking for is just wastage. Do you need someone in your company to really monitor your pennies and your cents? I actually think this is important at all stages of an organization, whether you're a startup bootstrapping it, or whether you are have raised a little bit of money, or you're in growth mode, or you're publicly traded. I think there's wastage in all types of companies. And if you don't have someone watching the pennies and the cents, you're just gonna be misallocating your money, and it's going to cause your growth to slow down versus spending it wisely. Do I think you're ever going to have a company that never has any wastage? No. I think you're always going to have some wastage or some leakage, and that's okay. But you want to minimize it as much as possible.
I think the mindset with this is really important. It's a mindset thing at the end of the day, because if you're loose, and you and I both know founders that are very loosey-goosey with their cash, and they end up spending on really things that they can't afford, a really nice house, like all these supercars, all these things, right? The problem with that is if you're like that in your business. You actually can't turn it off and on. I don't believe you can. Maybe there are some edge cases. I think it's hard to find those though. Like, okay, you for example, right? Let's use Neil.
I'm loose on my business. I mean, on my personal.
You're very loose on your personal, but not exactly. You're not loose. You're very loose on your family, but even with yourself, an 𝗔𝗕𝗢𝗧, if it's not fully like completed, if you have leftovers, you're still gonna drink it. That's still being frugal, right?
And I think percentage-wise, I'm very cautious.
You look at every little penny, and that's a good thing. Like
I do.
Yeah.
But on my personal, I look at total income in versus out, and assuming it's under a certain band.
Good. Yeah.
You get like, how much are you going to cost cut to just reduce your convenience of your life? Like, it's better to focus on bigger problems.
I think it's important to look at that when you're starting out earlier in your life. I think once you get to a certain point, you don't need the inflows are way bigger than the outflows, so you're good to go. Yeah. Otherwise, you'd be panicking. I know how you are.
Yeah, I would panic.
I think the marketing behind DOGE is amazing, because every single thing is a headline, and that's press secretary. It's like, and then they have a Twitter account, and they just keep talking about it. And then you have the Democrats on the other side. Yeah, Elon Musk. So it's just uproar on uproar on uproar. And you can't even blame him, because I'm like, you try to blame him. This organization is only around for 2 more years, and that's it. And so I don't know what you can blame at this point.
I think they should figure out how to keep this organization.
I would love
for life.
I would love for them to keep it.
Whew, the amount of people that are searching for Elon Musk on Google. I'm just like typing it in.
As a hockey stick?
Yeah, it's hockey stick. Look at this graph here.
Oh, wow.
That means people are pissed off.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you know what? I actually put up a survey, and we can move on from this, but I just think this is fascinating. We'll probably continue to talk about it. But I put a survey saying, hey, do you guys think this is a good or bad thing for DOGE to make these cuts, right? On my followers, what % do you think said it was a good thing?
For DOGE to make these cuts? 95, 98?
65%.
Really?
Sorry, no, 55%. 55%. It's like it's right in the middle. And then,
seriously?
Yeah, and then people started leaving comments for me and saying, well, one person, this is my high school friend, she was like, I think the tax cuts or cutting costs are really good, but the fact that it's Elon, I'm like, well, we should separate those two things, right? Like he like knows how to run business, and like he's done some good work already. He's already cut $1 billion a day. And if he cuts to $3 billion a day, that's $1 trillion a year. That's already brings our deficit down a lot. And I'm like, taxpayer, like, I don't know what, like, I'm just gonna leave that alone, but let's just put one issue next. Like, he's doing a good job right now. So I think, but a lot of people have a problem that it's him.
Yeah, and me personally, I don't care who does it. You saw how Ontario cut his $100 million Starlink project?
No.
Because Canada, US imposed tariffs on Canada.
Yeah.
Canada retaliated. They eventually came to agreement really fast, but they also cut Elon Musk's $100 million Starlink contract.
Is that back?
I don't know if it's back, but he doesn't care.
Dude.
He's just like, oh, well. And he posted it on X.
Yeah.
Like, all this stuff is not making him more money. I only think this can actually hurt his income.
Yeah.
That's just my personal viewpoint. You know, maybe I'm wrong on it.
Yeah.
LinkedIn ads are great, but let me give you the bad news first. The bad news is that you can't personalize the ads and you can't scale out the ads as quickly. The good news is if you're in the B2B space, you're doing account-based marketing, we have a solution for you called 𝗓𝗏𝗧. That's K-A-R-R-O-T. And the good news is that you can create a lot of these campaigns with the click of a button. You can personalize the ads, and there's a whole host of new things that are coming. If you want to get on the waitlist, just go to 𝗓𝗏𝗧.ai. Again, it's 𝗓𝗏𝗧.ai, and we'll see you on the other side.
But I believe the way he thinks as an entrepreneur is, if you have the best product, let's go with satellite internet. And if a country wants to cut off your contract, well, eventually they'll try to figure out another alternative. And if the alternatives aren't as good, they'll be back and they have no choice but to be a customer.
You just have the best products. What are you going to do? You have the best rockets. You have the best internet. You have the best, arguably, you have the best or the safest cars, maybe.
I don't know if they're the safest car. I wouldn't say they're the best car.
They were rated safe. Neil doesn't like Teslas, but they were rated high before, I think, from a safety standpoint. But he does have he does have the best full self-driving. So that's one thing.
Dude, there was just an article on how Mercedes self-driving, someone ranked it better than Tesla's. I don't know if this is true or not.
Yeah. All right, guys. That is it for today. Please don't forget to rate, review, subscribe. Go to marketingschool.io/agency if you want to grow your agency faster. And we'll see you tomorrow.